Welcome to the City Current Show, powered by Higginbotham Insurance and Financial Services.
This show focuses on sharing good news and powering the good in our community. Now here's your host, City Current CEO, Jeremy Park.
Welcome to the City Current Show, powered by Higginbotham. I'm your host, Jeremy Park. We're always honored to bring you inspiring stories of individuals and organizations making a difference and powering the good. And we also love sharing some history, and that's why we're honored to have with us Derrick L. Solomon, Executive Director of Hard Bargain Association. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Fantastic.
Well, we have some history to start with, and so when you talk about Hard Bargain being a neighborhood, an area of Franklin, historic roots, give us a little bit of history lesson to start out.
Yes, sir. So the Hard Bargain neighborhood was established in 1875 by Judge W.S. McLemore. And so a free slave by the name of Harvey McLemore actually asked him to purchase a subdivided of 15 acres. And he called it Hard Bargain because it was a difficult land deal during that time. We're talking about the early 1800s. Around 1866. And so basically Harvey McLemore was able to purchase it very early by bringing in other sharecroppers and subdividing the lots. It's about 2 to 3 city blocks downtown Franklin off Hillsborough Road. And it is the oldest African-American community in Franklin, Tennessee history.
When you look at the preservation efforts and the efforts to keep the history and to present the history for a tourism draw, like there's a lot to what you do. And so go ahead and start out, give us an overview for the mission for Hard Bargain Association.
Oh, absolutely. I mentioned it we preserve the Hard Bargain community by renovating existing homes, building high quality affordable housing, and enriching the lives of our neighbors.
When you look at the affordable housing, let's start there, and then we'll kind of work our way through the renovations and upcoming events and all sorts of good things. But talk about affordable housing and why that's so important first. So why, when you look at home prices today and everything else, why is the affordable housing side of this so important?
Well, we have a great problem to have. The average cost here in Franklin, Tennessee is $950,000 for a home. And so even though that's great and we have great equity in the land, the issue is that, retired veterans, educators, police officers, I actually servant leaders in our communities can no longer afford to stay here. And so we try to bridge that gap by actually selling market value homes for a lower cost. Using a housing or urban development product, because we are a HUD agency, THD agency, as well as United Way of Greater Nashville. So we just basically bridge that gap where a financial dream of home ownership can actually help a low to moderate income family get out of poverty pretty early.
Yeah, let's dive in deeper, because with that, you've got financial literacy, you've got wraparound support networks. You got a lot that goes into that piece of it. So go ahead and start diving in deeper on how you make all this work.
Yes, sir. So basically, we use silent secondary financing on the new home builder side of it. So our affordable housing program, again, we build high quality affordable housing for low to moderate income families. And what that simply means is the homes that we're building are actually slated to last 150 years, as long as that client keeps the maintenance up on the home. So we use products for example, like LP Building Solutions for the wood, carpet and interiors for the flooring. You have Graham's Lighting, Ferguson for the faucets. So everything is very high end in the home. Again, yet it's a fraction of the cost. The next 4 homes that we're building right now as we speak, we have a duplex up, and one side of the duplex is only $275 versus $950, as I stated earlier. On the rehab side, we basically try to make sure that we renovate the existing homes around the new homes that we're building to allow the seniors to age in place. We want the whole community to be holistically vibrant and diverse for generations to come, which is our vision. And what that looks like is we just had, for example, Shanita Beach, her twin boys, they just graduated from Vanderbilt. One's a nuclear engineering, the other one's a biochemist. Our kids are now going on to higher education, and even after I'm gone, these homes will be here for them for generations to come.
Carry that into that family generational legacy piece, because just like you're talking about, one thing when you talk about affordable housing, being able to keep the residents who created the community in the first place, right? Like allow them to live in their own community versus being forced out, based on the price tag. And then you preserve the history, you preserve the legacy, the ownership of the community. But when you look at what that creates for the legacy, for the family, for the children to grow up in that environment with stability, to go off and have success, but then allowed to come back and be able to live in that same neighborhood, it carries that legacy forward. So talk about that aspect of preserving, but really allowing the future, these children to come back and be able to grow up and live and raise their families in this neighborhood.
Yeah, yes, sir. Absolutely, Jeremy. So, again, preservation is key. Most of our new residents and moving here, they love the stories, right? Our families have been here some of 5 and 6 generations, to be honest with you. Harvey McLemore's actually great-granddaughter, Laverne Holland, still stays here. We just actually redid our garden now on the cleanup day last month. So we get to talk to these families that, had Tuskegee Airmen, Mr. Patton, the Patton family, the Struggs, the McLemores, all these great families that are still here, and we're still dedicating the lots and the land and the homes and rehabbing the homes for them to allow them to stay here and not be pushed out. But yes, again, through preservation, you also need progress. It's the 2 P's I always preach. Preservation, yes, but you do also need progress, because all the while that the preservation and the history and stories are being, retained, we also need to make sure that, it is sustainable. That's the key. Again, for my son, my grandson, and even my great grandkids, even after I'm gone, that's what we're doing all this for, true generational wealth.
Talk about the tourism side of this, because when you talk about the legacy and the history, there's a tourist draw as well to be able to understand the power of the neighborhood and the people, but also to be able to see the homes and drive through, because it's a vibrant part of the Franklin community.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Actually, most people may not know this, but we actually generate about $1.2 billion in tourism funds from just the tourism, because again, Civil War happened here, 250 years of discourse ended right here. Again, even after the post-Reconstruction, the communities like ours was actually created. And again, you got 250-year-old churches and civil organizations. So in fact, Franklin First United Methodists, who celebrate their 225th as a community partner with us. So we have a rich history here that we really do try to protect his and her story. And that's what people love, and they fall in love with. The McLemore House right here in our 3 square city blocks, that is on the National Registry, right? So with the tourism dollars, we actually are able to curb some of the taxes. We have some of the lowest taxes for property taxes in the state, which is another big grab. People fall in love with it, and no state tax. I mean, so many benefits here. And then of course, just the family dynamic of these older families and making you feel like you're really home. It's just priceless, including the education. We're number 1, and as well as number 1 on security. Shout out to our Franklin Police Department, Winston County, Chief Faulkner and them. We're very secure, we're very safe, high education. It's a place to be. I mean, you definitely want to be here, including the stories as well.
When you look at some of those stories, just like you're talking about in the history, McLemore House, Tuskegee Airmen, like you've got some amazing storylines. Give us 1 or 2 that really, put a smile on your face, or ones that are just the first ones that pop into your head in terms of historical significance, cool storylines. What are 1 or 2 that pop into your head?
Yeah, I think about the American Post Legion. Our American Post Legion is right here. They're actually on the campaign right now to renovate their building, their structure here. And, all those, even from our founder, who was Reverend R. Denny Densas, my wife's grandfather, he was a Green Beret Special Forces. Those guys, they really laid their life on the line. And even after, just the stories about how they came in as community, which really means common unity. even though we may have differences, we have a lot more in common than we do in difference. So they came together as Empty Hands Fellowship, and all these great parishioners and deacons and elders of the community started to, again, build these great buildings that's been here since the early 1800s. So it's very extraordinary. I mean, you really don't see that a lot, especially often around the country. It's very rare, but to preserve what you have and protect. I love the stories of those soldiers from different branches of the military.
Yeah. How can the community help Hard Bargain Association?
Yes, so we actually have two big functions that's coming up pretty soon. So June 29th, Saturday, June 29th, last Saturday of the month, we will be at Harlinsdale at 331 Franklin Road, and we'll be celebrating our 21st annual Blackberry Jam. We actually scaled up this year due to the transition of leadership for it, and it is going to be a ball. We have Raina Roberts, who's on Beyonce's album, who's will be our headliner. We also have Tay Lewis, who's on this season's The Voice. He'll be there, as well as in September 26th on that Thursday. We'll be at the Embassy Suites for our 19th annual celebration dinner right in Cool Springs. So tickets is on sale right now for Blackberry Jam. You go to theblackberryjam.com or either visit our website, hardbargain.org.
When you look at other events coming up in the fall and different ways to engage all throughout the year, talk about some of those ways that we can either put them on the calendar now or at least, kind of mark them off, or just be thinking about the future for getting involved.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Our calendar is actually on hardbargain.org. We have the October Fall Festival. That's a great event just right here at the Presbyterian Church on Mac Hatcher on 101 Legends Lane. We have the Thanksgiving giveaway that's coming up. We actually cater to about 150 families with 150 turkeys with turkey baskets to make sure they ease off the burden of grocery costs. And we also do 300 hot meal plates from the kitchen right out of Todd's House, our community center here in the community, as well as the Angel Tree in December, where we cater to probably over 200 seniors and kids and children. And so we'll definitely need some wish list fills, and we need some volunteers to wrap gifts. We need volunteers to hand out stuff. And even on the backpack giveaway here in July 26th, we have the backpack giveaway. We'll make sure we send the marketing out for that right here at the old hospital on West Main Street, the Williams County Complex. We're going to actually give out over 1,000 backpacks this year, and along with food with one gen away. So it's going to be a great time. We need volunteers to come out and help us.
When you look at the financial contributions and underwriting, things like Angel Tree, but also the renovations, talk about the importance of the financial contributions to the nonprofit.
Absolutely. Without your funding and your donation, I mean, we definitely cannot move this mission forward. We every dollar counts. You can look at us on Giving Matters. Almost 30% of every dollar goes directly to impact. We try to make sure even when we sell the homes, the solid second is built-in equity. It goes right back to the families for generational wealth. They can, we give them more opportunities and more options. So we definitely absolutely need your help. Our current budget is usually about $500,000 in a year. We're trying to increase that by 33% this year. And we spent out probably, $494,000 of that right back to the community and giving direct to cause. We're really grassroots. So we really are more hands-on and really work directly with the clients, from helping them build their credit, going through Dave Ramsey's financial classes, whatever that it takes to get them home buyers ready. The education, of course, is a main important piece. But then, of course, buying roofs and buying nails and getting new siding. I mean, it all costs. So we definitely need your help in that space.
Yeah, and I think too, when you look at construction costs now with inflation and everything, there's rising costs that you continually have to adjust and account for. You mentioned obviously trying to up the ante, and so give us a couple of other goals when you talk about finishing 2024 on a high and building for 2025. What are a couple of your personal goals for the organization?
Personal goal right now is to actually finish the 4 homes. Get our next 4 homeowners, which one of them is the Franklin Sanitation Engineer, Williamson County. I'm very proud of that project. It's about 3 years right now going into it. Our last project was with a senior couple. So right now, to get those families, home buyers ready, all 4 homes completed, and as well as increase revenue at least by 33%, as I stated earlier, is a major goal for us because we have probably right about $50,000 gap on each unit. And so we curve that with some of it being donations from skilled volunteers, whether it be carpenters or plumbing or electric. But we also go in with and partner with big organizations like LP Building Solutions, Pinnacle Financial Partners that actually come in and help us out with donating material or finding, some type of grant. So we look for any opportunity to actually lower the cost on the house because, as you know, especially during the big P word, wood went up to about 200% over cost. So when Jeremy's talking about inflation, something that may sound minute and small to you is actually extraordinary huge to us. And so, we absolutely need every bit of help to actually reduce the cost on the homes.
We'll wrap up with contact information. I know you've said it a couple times throughout, but go ahead and talk again about the website and where we go to learn more and get involved with Hard Bargain Association.
Absolutely. The website again is www.hardbargain, HARDBARGAIN, hardbargain.org, or you can go to theblackberryjam.com, as well as you can reach out to us at 615-591-0504. Again, you can even email us at info@hardbargain.org.
Well, Derrick, greatly appreciate all you and your amazing team are doing to power the good. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Higginbotham Insurance and Financial Services is proud to power the City Current Show. We're a people-first company that protects what matters most, the families, businesses, and trailblazers that keep our community going. As one of the nation's top independent insurance firms, Higginbotham is a single-source solution for business insurance, employee benefits, HR services, and personal insurance that's customized for you. We're here to serve you, the people you care about, and your community. Call 866-377-1959 or visit higginbotham.com.